watching what happened before science, I'm still gonna call it God. Watching what happened before with my friend, and then watching how God has preserved you. Mm-hmm. It's to me, that's just amazing. I try to understand how people, how do you not believe in a power or being greater than you? How do you not? I can't understand that. I can't fathom that. There's nothing anyone could say to me to make me believe that there's a higher power. There's a stronger force, a stronger being behind the scenes that you can't see working, but it's working. And it's proof that it's working because the evidence are there. Again, I look at, from the time you told me your HIV status until right now, I mean, we was joking because that's what we do. Mm-hmm. But I just said something to you, and I'm like, I don't like the fact that you're taller than me. But in all actuality, keeping this, your behind is much bigger than mine. You're sitting higher than me. So I'm like, so how do I doubt God? How do I doubt that God answered my prayer? I can't. So I mean, I'm relieved. I know eventually both of us gonna leave up out of here. You come in, you're going up out of here. Mm-hmm. So that's going to happen. So I try not to live my life. Sometimes I struggle with it. I try not to live my life thinking about death, because why are you going to worry about something that you cannot prevent? That's going to happen. So you're going to destroy the good times and the living because you stuck on death, and you can't do anything about it. So, it's a mind frame. It's a set of mind. And I just refuse to live my life. It's all about maturing, growing, and I've grown.
Maturing and growing. Interesting. So with maturity, I say all the time, it doesn't necessarily matter if you grow up, because you can get older and never mature.
Exactly.
So what do you know now that you didn't know then?
You just said it. Maturity has absolutely nothing to do with the age process. Maturity is a development. It's something that happens over time, and it's something, I believe that it's something, it happens, the things that happen to you in life, responsibilities, how you learn to handle, that's a part of maturity to me. I'm not the man. I often tell my wife, I'm not the man you married. Mm-hmm. Because when you married me, I was much younger. Over the years, I've matured. I've learned some things. And, learning is something that you apply to your life. You can have information, you can know some things, and you're not using it. You know it, but you ain't learned it. So
you're not applying it.
Right. So that's what maturity means to me. I've learned how to be. I've learned how to be a husband. I learned how to be a dad. I learned how to be more manageable, not only with money, time. Learning how to be a good steward over what God has blessed me with. It's not mine. So being a good steward is learning how to take care of something of someone else that is of value. So even though you're my son, God gave you to me. So ultimately, you belong to God. Mm-hmm. So being a good steward over what God has blessed me with, that took some maturity. It took some growing up. I had to learn how to look at things different. I ain't 100%. I'm not all the way there, but it gets better every day. I say this, and I'll say it on camera now, that you have to be. I know a lot of people, but you have to be one of the most intelligent person or people I've ever met in my entire life. And I'm not saying it because you're my son. I'm saying it because when I have a conversation with you, you have a way of making me look at things from a different perspective. Even though when I talk to you, I'm like, I don't want to see it that way. That's not the way I want to see it. But you will say something, I'm like, Lord, I never thought about it like that. So you will cause me to think. You will make me do things differently. I'm like, okay, now I got to apply myself, because I got to really look at this. We was talking yesterday, and you said a lie
And the truth.
and the truth is the same thing. If I could get you to believe it, that is true. And David, I am much older than you, but I never thought about that. So when we had that conversation, I had to post that on Facebook, and because I'm like, that's amazing, and that's what I'm talking about. Even though it's some things that I know, but when you say it, you know, it's like they said, the light bulb come on. The light bulb came on when you made that statement. I'm like, nah, that's true. That's a true statement, and I know it's a true statement, but I've never thought about it. And then I go to scratch my head. Why I never thought about it? I'm like, so that's what I mean when I say you have a way of saying things and make me look at a situation differently.